guys? I just wanted to pick up my camera today because I just did some major spring cleaning and I got rid of this whole bag of clothes. So I just got back from college yesterday, so I'm trying to like reorganize everything and I'm giving stuff to Goodwill. I reorganized all my drawers. I'll show you one of my drawers just for reference. Maybe I'll show you my shorts drawer. So like just basic. I feel like that was anticlimactic. Basically, my summer project is to redo my room. I've had this room since middle school. Basically, I've had like these flowers, not flowers, those are butterflies. I've had these butterflies around my room for a very long time and it's time to go. I'm in college now. I need something a lot more mature. So I've been taking down some of the stuff that was on my walls. I have this like dance wall with all my medals that I'm gonna just get rid of. I have this tapestry that I'm gonna get rid of. And then just like little like childish stuff, like I have a cowgirl sign and like whatever. And I've had this director chair for years now. I wanted like a movie theme for a little bit, so I wanted like a director chair and like one of those old like microphones and everything. So since the last clip, it has been months. Now it's December. I'm taking the wallpaper off today. It's happening. All of my furniture is moved to be in the center of the room so that I have space. Everything is very, very tightly together right now. I'm gonna watch a video about how to get wallpaper off of the walls. I have these handy tools that my mom gave me. So we're gonna get to work. I took my last final today, so I literally drove back from school and now I'm here and we're gonna get working on this. I am getting excited. I've been watching Renee Amberg's Vlogsmas this month and she just bought a house and she's like redoing all of her rooms and stuff, and that just gave me so much motivation to do this room. So I am so excited and I'm going to take you along this journey. I don't think that this is going to be an easy project and I definitely don't think it is going to be finished in a month. This is going to be a big learning curve for me. The wallpaper is coming right off, but it's leaving these streaks on the wall from the hot water, which I guess doesn't really matter because we're painting it again anyway, but it's kind of annoying. But it's like literally just pulling right off. I feel like I don't even need this steamer. I think it's so old and it's literally just, wow. I didn't even need the steamer. Just needed my hands. I think I need it for some of the parts over here because this is just, I'm gonna need to get that off. Update, the marks on the walls from the water disappeared. I did wipe it. Possible for this thing to melt the paint away? It looks like the paint is melting off, but then when I touch it, nothing happens. I don't know. Do you see the streaks? Like it looks like it's just like, I don't know if you can see it. It's like leaving little streaks. It's looking like a construction zone in this room. There is no more butterflies on this wall. I've been waiting for this for so long. It's such a big pile too. Like that's the pile. Well, I guess that doesn't look as bad as I thought it was, but that did not take me long at all. I think it took me like an hour, but it just flew by because I'm having a blast. It's a I just woke up, bear with me. It's a few weeks since I have taken the wallpaper down. These are the first words that I've said today. We took out all the furniture in the room. This is what it looks like right now. We put it all in the spare bedroom. So you walk into the spare bedroom and you just see mattresses and a ton of other stuff. Just, yeah. Very crowded. I tried to just get my essential clothes so that I don't have a bunch of stuff. I have my new air purifier running. I'm just giving you the best angles right now. So what we did yesterday is obviously we moved all the furniture. There's a lot more prep work that goes into doing this. So we had to take down the curtains, the blinds, move the mattresses, we vacuumed the floors. I took out all of the nail things, and then we had to use this device. Let me find it. We had to use this. And we like put it in the nail holes and banged a hammer into it so that they weren't like rigid, but they were smooth across. That was really cool. I've never used one of those. My mom did the nail pops in the ceiling, and then we took down the fan and everything. And then I went around the room and did the nail pops in the walls, so you can see a ton of them. I have to put the drape cloths down and vacuum again because my mom made a mess again. The door is taped so that no dust can get in my clothing, and then the drop cloths are down. I still have to put one right here because there's just a little bit of space that is not covered, but I'm gonna finish that later. My parents are gonna start sanding tonight. I got called into work, so I can't help them sand tonight, but I was planning on it. A few days ago, my mom put blue tape around the heat vents, and then I covered it with this paper and then taped it vertically that way. We put a fan in this window so that all of the dust while we're sanding goes out, and we put like towels around it so that, I don't really know why honestly, but we did it. I just listened to what my parents say. And then you crack this window so that air can keep coming in. I just started sanding the ceiling, and it's no joke. It's hard work. We just sanded the whole room. I had to put tape over my glasses because they were getting fogged up because of my breath, because of this mask. I was never planning on wearing a mask again, but I blew my nose and it was purple, so I decided that that probably was necessary. And then my mom put primer on all of the nail pops, sanded all of the nail pops in the ceiling, put primer on those, hand sanded all of the seams and everything in the ceiling and on the walls, found a few more nail pops in the walls, and now we're gonna spackle, so that'll be fun. We're using these like hand sanders up against the wall, so it just goes on here, and then you just get to work. And we're using 100 grit sandpaper. Say hello. We are finished for the night. My dad went through and sanded down everything that we missed, like any little spots, and he went around because we had like a little hard line separating the two colors, so he sanded those down. My mom spackled all of that. I spackled all of the nail pops and everything and all the holes in the walls, and then she did the ceiling too, so that's all good. And I went around with a mop and got all the dust off of the walls, and then we raised this paper up so that the heat can get into the room so that it can help dry the spackling. And then we're gonna pick it back up tomorrow and probably sand the spackling and then do another layer. It's the next day. We just spent about an hour lightly sanding over the spots that we spackled yesterday with 220 grit sandpaper, and we're about to do another layer of spackling. I just finished up for the time being. I'm learning that the first coat of spackle is just to fill the holes in, and then you sand it, and then the second layer of spackle is more like a big circle around it, like 3 inches on each side, and you have to cover it with a thin layer, but enough to not see the hole. Another day, more sanding. We are currently sanding the second layer. Oh, I have tape on my sock. We realized that we made a lot of mistakes. We did not make the spots big enough, so now when we're sanding, it isn't smooth against the wall. The tape that we had against the wall covering the heater is basically completely coming off, so we have to retape that. So my mom just vacuumed. I am learning a lot, and sanding and spackling is definitely the most difficult part. And we did not put a coat of primer between the first and second coat, which my dad said we need to do, because if you don't put primer in between, it doesn't separate the two layers, and then you're basically just sanding off the first layer that you put on there. So it's kind of pointless to not do that. And my mom told me to go around the edges of the spackling and then go over it like this. Yeah, so that the edges are all good, and then you try to sand out the big bump that's in the middle. So yeah, I'm getting kind of bored of spackling, honestly, and sanding, but hopefully in the next 3 days, we'll be done.
Well, first of all, we need light.
Do I go over these holes?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Are you ruining Daddy's sweatshirt?
Nope, this is mine. And actually, he put spackling on it. Ah! It's gonna burn my ear. Crazy woman.
All right,
Does that look good?
Yeah.
We didn't need to prime. Why are you laughing? It's not funny at all. We didn't need to prime after we filled the holes, but we do need to prime now. So that's what we're doing. It's looking beautiful in here. And then we also went around with a light earlier and we found a few more nail pops. So we spackled those. And then there were a lot of little nicks in the wall and little holes that we missed. And you can use a light to like go around and see all of those. If we just spackled it, we put blue tape next to it to make sure that we didn't prime those spots. And then my mom was teaching me that when you prime, you first get a lot on it and then you cover the spot. You do W-shaped brush strokes in order to roller. Well, what am I supposed to say? Roller strokes? You do W-shaped roller. That just doesn't make sense.
Roller swipes.
Roller swipes. After that, you go around to the edges to kind of feather out, just like that, ladies and gentlemen. You use a light to make sure there's no lines. And then we get these little specks, and you have to take them off. And it's very light. The smell of primer is terrible. It smells so bad in here. Looks good to me. After we sanded, we also used a vacuum and went all around this area here because there was just sand everywhere. We vacuumed the carpet, we vacuumed the baseboards. So today was Sunday. I'm going back to school for college next Sunday. So we have about a week to finish all of the spackling and prime and everything. And then I'm definitely not gonna be home by the time that they're painting the ceiling. So the plan right now is to just finish all the stuff that we're working on right now, get everything so that it's on the same track, because currently we have things that are on its first coat of spackling, some things that are on its second, we have things that are being primed already. And so the next few days are just going to be getting everything to the same spot, everything being primed. And then my mom was just giving me a tip that, like, even though I'm not going to be home when they're painting the ceiling, that whenever you're painting the ceiling, you want to do it in the direction that the windows are facing. So like if my windows are facing the way that I'm looking right now, you want to roll in that direction. And then I told them that they need to let me know when they're painting, because that's what I really want to do. I really want to just paint the room because I feel like it's so satisfying to just see the color going on the wall. And I haven't painted in such a long time and I just think it's so fun. So I told them on a weekend that they are planning on painting, I'm going to come home from school and help them do that. So I'm very excited about that. My dad said also you have to sand the primer before putting a third layer of spackling on it. So I didn't know that. So we are going to have a lot to do this week. See you tomorrow. Last night, my dad sanded all of the primer, and now he's going back around and putting the last, hopefully, coat of spackling over all of the pinholes, because apparently when you put primer and then you sand it, there's a bunch of little holes that need to be filled in, and that is basically the final coat of spackling. And then my job tonight was just to go around the carpet, vacuum, and make sure all the baseboards didn't have any sand on them, because apparently if you don't clean up the sand when it's first on the ground, it can soak into the carpet and then ruin the carpet apparently. And then there were some spots in the wall where my dad wants a second coat of primer because he said it was just too thin, and if you can see the paint color underneath the primer, then it's not thick enough, and it just makes it hard to do the third coat of spackling. And I'm sorry I haven't been showing you guys a lot of the room itself. With all of the sand that is in the room, it's really hard to bring my phone in there and film, because obviously I don't want my phone getting all gross, but I'm trying to use every opportunity that I can to show you guys the progress of the room. I am going to end this video right here, and then once I get back from college, whenever my bedroom is ready to be painted, then I will do a second part of this video about all of the painting process, getting the paint, and then also all of the decorating. That is what I am most excited about. I just went on my Pinterest board and updated some things, and I'm super excited about it. Over the next 2 days, my dad is going to finish spackling all of the pinholes, sanding those, making sure they don't have any pinholes, and then they're going to prime the whole wall, sand the whole wall, and then paint. And I'm sure at the beginning of the next video, they will have some updates about that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next part of this renovation.